How's it going? So I guess the truck behind it is kind of orange actually, but it's some other company, so we don't get to buy that one. But it's pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie. I like the pinstriping on it. I think what we're gonna do, we might pinstripe ours kind of like this. That's pretty sweet looking. Janky trucking. Dang, that's a nice truck. That's not ours though. This one's ours. This one's ours. What we're gonna do is probably right here. This is gonna be orange. That stripe right there to match my other truck. If you guys want to see anything in particular, let me know. I don't have the keys. They don't have the keys either. They don't know where the keys are, so can't show you the inside. But I can show you anything outside if you want to see anything outside. So it's got these hubs that are, these are grease-filled hubs. These are the drop axles. One thing that I noticed it was kind of different that I've never seen before, and apparently it's not new, is this torsion bar. Look how this is attached. It's just a flat piece of metal, basically, and it's just bolted. I don't know. I don't know how good that design is, but apparently it helps with the death wobble. Prevents it, I guess. Yes, we'll pop the hood and you guys can see the PACCAR MX-13. I think that's what it is. One thing that's just so stupid. Okay, you see these hood latches? It barely wants to stay up. The Kenworth ones are even worse. So, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna make the down payment. See, watch this. Like, when you go to lift the hood up, it could catch. I don't know. I think they could do a better design than that. All right, let's see. Hop up on here and open this up. Okay. Here's the motor. PACCAR MX-13. It's got the PACCAR. It's got a filter right there. I'm guessing that's probably like the antifreeze filter. It's got not sure what those are. I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty sweet. It's got steering on this side. That's kind of a funky spot for a grease zerk right here. I don't know if that'd be a pain to get at or not. That's the way it is though. Interesting. It's got front disc brakes on the front. Okay, let's go over to the other side. VGT turbo. Let me check, Blake. This is it's a Packard turbo. TVS says TVS, and then it says HG something. And then this side you got another steering pump. So is the VGT turbo good or not, or what? So, okay, so I'm not gonna make the down payment until May. Here's the whole deal. So, basically, May 4th is when the quarantine ban thing is supposed to be over. It might be over sooner, not sure yet. So they gave me a really big discount on this. They got it down to $281.60. $60. $281,060. And 60 days, no payments for the first 60 days, basically. See, they were thinking when they did this one. Look, this is on the driver's side too. The one I looked at last time, they had this on the passenger side. It's like, why would you put that on the passenger side when everything's on this side? I don't know, I thought that was kind of dumb, but let's check the oil. Where's the oil? Engine oil. That's kind of a stupid spot for a dipstick. Let's see. Way back there. Yep. She's all good. It's kind of far back there. Oh, come on. They should have put that angling off like this or something. What's up, Brad? Yeah, this is the beast. This is the beast. We don't get a look inside. They don't know where the keys are. And the office is kind of closed. CJ Max, nothing really changed my mind on the debt. I think I'm in a different position than most people. And what I mean by that is I'm not just starting a business. I've been in business. This is my 3rd year. And I know what the expenses are of an old truck. And I know what the profit margins are and everything. So, and I have a lot of contacts in the industry. So I think, that makes it more acceptable for me to go into debt on a truck like this. I would not recommend going into debt for anybody else. Even if it's not their second or first truck, unless I know their exact numbers, I can't really tell them, but my advice is always to pay cash, but I know, what my circumstances are, so it's a little bit different. And that's why I decided, to go in debt on this one purchase. I don't know how much longer the other truck's going to last. Will you try and pay it off faster than the term of the sale? Oh, heck yes. Heck yes, CJ. We are going to pay this thing off as fast as we can. I mean, that's the goal. But this will probably be the only truck I'll ever buy on debt. Probably. Now, here's kind of my thought process. with one truck, I know what my numbers are. With two trucks, I have an idea of what my numbers can be, you know. And I went from making $75,000 a year for working for somebody and only being able to save $10,000 a year, right? When I worked for somebody, the most I had ever saved in 1 year was $10,000. And that was living as tight as I possibly could, right? With me running my own business, $70,000 I could save in 1 year, living as tight as I could. And with that money, we bought 2 excavators, a pickup truck, and a tilt deck. I didn't have to buy any of that, right? I could have just saved that $75,000, you know. So I know how much I can save because I literally have no payments. I have no debt other than this truck. You know, this would be the only payment that I have. You know, some other companies, not to throw Justin under the bus, but he mentioned, you know, and he's got a lot more trucks than I do. He's got 10 trucks, you know. He has $60,000 in payments every month. Like, you have to be spending $60,000 a month just to stay in business, and that's not to make anything, right? I would only have to spend $3,000 a month. That's nothing, you know. $3,000, I can make that in my sleep, basically, you know, with a truck like this. So that's what changed my mind. And I know so many people in the industry now. The YouTube channel's blowing up, you know. Everybody knows Van Duyn dump trucking. We've made a name, we've got a reputation, and people know that we're out there to work, you know. Let me catch up on these comments. Yeah, smarter to invest in new when the numbers work out. I agree, Blake. They dropped the price to $281,060. No payments for the first 60 days. No, I won't, Blake. I'm not going to have 3 on order. No, the next trucks I'm going to pay cash for. Yeah, no. And CJ, stay on Dave Ramsey's plan, dude. Stay on it. I mean, the plan really does work. It really does work, you know? It really does work. Yes, we will be hiring an employee, definitely. And see, that's the other thing, you know. I'm going to be out in my truck making what I already make. I already know what I make, $135,000 a year, right? And every year it's gone up, right? The first year it was only 104. Second year it was 135, right? 134. The third year, I mean, it's only going to go up, you know, or stay the same. You know, I've already made more this winter than I have the last 2 winters combined, right? So, you know, in this pandemic thing, some businesses are suffering. Yes, I see that. But I'm looking at my numbers, and my numbers are telling me that my business is growing, you know. And I can't argue with my own numbers, you know. So, like, I would be dumb not to trust my own numbers, you know. So, you know, and if I put a driver in this truck, right, they're going to make the payment for me. In, you know, 3 days, they're going to make the payment. It's only going to be like $3,000 or $4,000 for the payment for this because they dropped the price so much, you know. So, and we'll get the term out to 70 months so I have a low payment. And then what we'll do is, here's my plan. My plan is to not make any extra payments during the summer. Then once summer is over and I see how much excess we have saved, that's when I drop a big chunk of change right on the principal. And that's probably what I'll do. And I'll make the minimum payments all summer long, and then I'll figure out how much money I need in the bank to get me through winter if there was zero work, zero. And we've already kind of roughly figured out the number. My wife and I, we basically said if we have $100,000 in the bank at the start of winter, we can not work a single day all winter long and make all our payments and live comfortable, and then next summer we can hit the pavement running, you know, and start back up. My plan is to not stop working during winter, but if the work did stop in winter, we would have the funds, right? So once we have over $100,000 in the bank, that right there will go to the principal payment of the dump truck. And that's kind of our plan. Let me take you guys up into the bed and show you guys. Let's climb up into the bed of this thing. Grandpa already got to see the inside. I didn't get to even see the inside of this thing. I don't know why they put the stairs on the passenger side. I don't know if I'm a fan of it or not. Ooh, look. That's a filter right there for something. Oh, check that out. It's even got a gauge on it. Filter service. What's that all about? Is that the PTO or something? David, getting a plow for the trucks? There ain't enough plowing work in Western Washington. In Eastern Washington, maybe, but not Western Washington. So this is kind of a weird design. This, the way the Ram is designed, it's kind of upside down in my mind, but the way it mounts to, basically the top of this can move this way, right? I don't know if you can see that when I bounce. It's got two lights on the back of the cab. We'll probably switch those out for LEDs. Those lights are probably worthless. Look, you can see in the cab. See, the nice thing about this dump truck is it is set up for a pup trailer. You can see the two switches in there. The two, it's set up to haul a pup trailer. Got all the switches in there. It's got buttons on the steering wheel. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. '18 speed. Yeah. Okay. Let's climb up into the bed of this thing. I do like the ladder. So look at this. So up in the doghouse, this is what we would call the doghouse. It's got the ladder right there made out of rebar. Now that right there, I would say that would be a really stupid thing, but we're not hauling concrete in this truck, right? So those aren't gonna get dinged up. We're just hauling rock and asphalt in this. It's got some D-rings welded to the sides. You can see those. It's got this nice tarp. This is actually not an asphalt tarp. I'm gonna have to mention that to them. They're gonna have to take this tarp off and put an asphalt tarp on. This is not an asphalt tarp. I'm gonna definitely mention that to them. Good thing I got up here. This is only a mesh tarp. Mesh. That's good for rock and stuff, but you can't put that over asphalt. Pretty sure. I don't know, what do you guys think? Is that an asphalt tarp? My tarp isn't like that. Not mesh. Then we got, there's the, yeah, you're right, Blake. It doesn't have it doesn't have the big hydraulic block here in the center to get all the material stuck up in there. So the purpose of the axle in the back is basically Washington State bridge laws. In order to haul the weight, you have to have that axle in the very back to help bridge the load. Let me get down here. I'm gonna have to mention that tarp to them. They're gonna take that tarp off. Let me get down here. I like how the handle is knurled. That's a good, on my Peterbilt it's not knurled. Let's see. That looks like a greasable U-joint right there. Oh, yep. That looks like a greaser. Can't really tell, but it looks like one. Yep, that is one. Whoever painted this, got this thing stamped right here. I don't know what that is. That's a block or something for weight. It's got the pads. Damn! $14,700, Dabo. That ain't that bad for. That ain't that bad. I've heard of people spending $20,000. Well, Blake, I don't need to mesh one. I ain't hauling only rock. I'm gonna be hauling asphalt in this. So, and the asphalt tarp is more expensive, so I'm just gonna I like how they put the lights up there. And down there. Here's why. Check this out. Check this out. I seen a super dump the other day. It didn't have any lights up here. It only had them down here. And then it had two small lights on the strong arm. And when the strong arm was down, all you could see was two small lights on the back of that thing. That was the stupidest thing I've ever seen. This one, it's got lights up here, so when the strong arm's down, you can still see all those extra lights. You know, which it's in the tailgate, so look at how they have that wired. That wire's gonna get bent eventually. I don't know. Might take that second holder out. That way it gives it more room to flex. Because if you don't, it's gonna flex a lot right on that one spot. It's got these are air retractable mud flaps. Right? See the air cylinder? So when you flip the switch, it folds the mud flaps up and out of the way of the paver, which is pretty sweet. They got greasable zerks on it. One right there. One right there. You got a strong arm grease point right there. See, this is what makes this setup so nice, is it's already set up for a pup trailer if I want. Disc brakes in the back. It's got the pintle hitch. It's got the air fittings tucked right up there. You know, one thing I would have liked to have seen is if these were on hoses and not just strong, just connected straight to this, because it allows them to flex a little better, you know. Mine were mounted like this, and then when the trailer came unhooked, it broke it off right up here. So I put hoses in between. I'll probably do that on this. That's interesting. They got one right back here. And then they also got, what's this? Phillips? Oh, that's different. That's a 2-pin. I don't know what this is for. Maybe electric brakes for a trailer? I don't know. how that works. I've never seen anything like that before. If you guys know what that is, let me know in comments. I like how in this one they got the box right there, the electrical box. But look at the cheap connector they used. Look at that. Don't ever use those cheap connectors like that. Those things are junk. Every manufacturer uses those. It pisses me off. What kind of overhang does it have? Are they LED? Yeah, they're all LED lights. Disc brakes all the way around, 12 volt power. That's your power plug. What do you mean power for what though? So the overhang it has, it's got plenty of overhang. So you can see the back of the bucket is right here. It's got plenty of overhang. And then these mud flaps, they fold in, right? That's not a very tight tailgate. You can see right there, there's 3/32 of an inch in between there. You can still haul pea gravel. It ain't watertight though. That's just some of the craftsmanship. Look at this. I mean, I would have put a cap on that or folded it in or something. You can see light coming shining through there. And then you got these hydraulic lines right here. They're I wish they wouldn't have painted those. They did. I wonder what this is for. Like a bolt or something. And then here's the brace right here. Here's the brace. I like how they have that pin right there. So you just pull this and it drops it down and then it sits right on this for the safety. It's got that to help it go back down straight. One thing that's kind of interesting is how they have these holes right there and right there. Basically, it's welded all the way through to help stabilize the box from twisting, I'm guessing. Here, should I crawl under here? Maybe I should crawl under here. I like how it's just been sitting here for who knows how long, and all the drop axles are still off the ground. My truck sits for like 3 hours and the drop axle's on the ground. These newer trucks, man, they're so much better for, you know. I don't know if that's the heavy duty driveline or not. I'm getting on the ground here for you guys. Alright. There's the back of this thing. It looks like it's got 2 PTOs motors. That's kind of interesting. What's up, Shannon? From Michigan. Yeah, no air leaks, Blake. I'll probably change out these ugly small Peterbilt mud flaps for nicer ones once it's paid for. It's got, let's see here. Each one of these air tanks has a drain too for these kind of fittings they got. They missed a spot on the driveline. So that right there is the, I don't know if that's the biggest heavy duty one. Justin's gonna have to chime in and tell me if that's the heavy duty one or not. I don't know. It's a lot heavier duty than the one on my truck, I can tell you that. That's look from the disc brakes. And you got that inner one. Spicer 131222. All right, let's crawl up closer to her. I'm getting too old for this. Yeah. There's the back of the tranny. Eaton Fuller. Oh, this one's got a little leak on it. It looks like. Or they. I'll have to. Look at all the fins on that thing to help cool the oil down. Ain't that something? I'll tell you what, this transmission is so much more accessible than my old Peterbilt. Like, it actually hangs down below the frame rails. In my old Peterbilt, the transmission sits up above the frame rails just about. There's the front axle. Sorry, the lighting kind of sucks. Alright, let's get up from underneath this thing. I gotta go. Alright. Okay. And we got the drop axle controllers right there. Engine heater. Columbia body. These are flexible mud flaps. They're allowed to bounce. They last. Strong Industries. That looks like a whole lot of computer mumble jumble. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing or what. I'll let you guys chime in. Got the def tank right there. Alright, see, what time is it? 11:49. Okay, I gotta wrap this up, guys. Thanks for taking a peek at the new Peterbilt. I wish I could have showed you guys the in the cab, but she's half full on fluid. But I gotta go do a bit. So what's nice about this is it has dampeners. So look at that. I can just push it up and then it does its thing. It's pretty nice. Well, at least I got a good few minutes to look it over and show you guys. Now I can go back and say, hey, I want the asphalt tarp on that thing. We're gonna get it wrapped. We're not gonna have a white truck. There's just no, that ain't happening. Look at that janky truck. That thing is sweet. Yeah. It's not mine yet. Well, it kind of is. I put down a deposit on it, $5,000, so they can't sell it. I'm gonna make the payment in May, when right before the quarantine thing is over, hopefully. Will I drive it? Oh, heck yeah, I'm definitely gonna be driving it. I'll probably be driving it in night shift. You know, when my driver drives it in the day, I'll drive it at night. That way I don't have to drive the old one at night too. Oh, Brett, sorry, I didn't get a chance to look at the slip yoke, see if it was greasable or not. Tell him to turn up the MX-13. I didn't tell him to turn it up. Not yet. Yeah, VANDUYN mud flaps. Oh, you're probably right, CJ. Maybe the second pump is for the pup trailer. That's probably what it is. The second PTO, or the second pump, is probably for the pup. Maybe. I don't know. That's interesting. Oh, it's getting warm in here. Anyways, guys, pound that like button, pound that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.